Little big muff.
Yeah, a little big muff. Oh, there's an Ibanez phase tone, I should say, with a small foot switch, Russian small stone, and a Vox valve tone. Right down here is where we have the MXR family. The blue box, which is an octave fuzz.
Yeah. Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page here. Microamp original there. A little 6-band graphic. And here is some modified Dynacomp pedals, which have a bit of history. Is that right, Baz?
Yeah, the X-Who. So they were modified by Pete Cornish to have a remote foot switch.
Were they used by Townsend?
They were used by Townsend, yeah.
Awesome. Phase 100, script MXR stuff here, that's a Phase 90. A Block 100. Distortion 2. Distortion Plus. Micro chorus. And what you can see also on shot here is some love tone pedals. There's a couple of rare ones. A Wobulator Tremolo. Very nice. And the cheese sauce, which is the overdrive and the fuzz in one box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big cheese, which you can see there, and the brown sauce just next to it. The cheese sauce is both them pedals combined. There's the ring stinger. Doppelganger phaser.
The Wobulator is the only tremolo with 2 oscillators, so you can set up a slow tremolo and a fast one at the same time.
Yeah, just some nice panning between 2 amps as well.
It does, yeah. It's very good, that one.
Great company. That's a Morley. Is that a wah wah, Barry, the Morley?
It's a fuzz volume.
Fuzz volume.
It's one of the limited edition ones. So it's gold and black.
Akai Head Rush. K Fuzz Tone, they're one of my favourites. Marshall Governor.
Another one of your favourites.
Yeah. And some old electro harmonics. Oops. Wah wah stroke wah fuzz pedals. Let's just try and get in a bit closer to these. It's a cry and tone pedal. A hot foot, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is quite a good thing where you can connect the hot foot to any pot and it'll mechanically rotate the pot so you can move you can sort of use it like a primitive expression pedal and move any pot of any pedal in real time when you're on stage. That's a Hughes and Kettner Rotosphere.
Yeah, that's the Leslie simulator.
Here's a couple of interesting Ampeg pedals. That's a phaser and a scrambler reissue.
Yeah. And the phaser used to belong to Status Quo.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Bet you knows more than one chord though.
I bet it does, yeah.
That's a Damn Audio, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
300 pounds of fuzz. These are quite sought after, the Chandler tube drivers. Used by Eric Johnson, I think. Is that right, the real tube one?
Yeah. And the other one's Gilmore.
You'll notice a couple of nice Vox amplifiers in the background there. Brian May and is that a little S chord on the top?
It is, yes.
Very good. So where are we now?
Golden Throat.
The Golden Throat, oh god, I've got a sore throat at the moment. That's a voice box there, which you may have seen. And a Maestro envelope. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, envelope modifier.
Which is very similar to the low gear, but you've got more control. The slow gear, sorry.
Red Witch, what's that, Barry? The Red Witch
It's
pedal?
a phaser and tremolo. You can have phaser and tremolo at the same time, or one or the other.
Very nice.
That's boutique hand wired.
That's a attractive chrome case, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course another one of your favourites there, Talk Eye Delay.
Top Eye Delay, highly recommended. Better than the Boss Delay easily. Very nice. There's a buzz around clone, I think one of your good friends made that for you, Baz.
He did indeed.
And the Super Fuzz, and what's that in the middle? Crucible Fuzz.
Yeah. That's another boutique germanium, like fuzz face.
Wild. The Line 6 gear there. Stompbox modelers.
Yeah.
Very nice. And Tech 21 Comp Torsion.
Very good pedal. If If you want to be Clapton's Brown sound, that's the one.
Eric in a box.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, there's a Soul Kiss, another favourite of mine, which is a mouth-operated wah-wah effect. In the back there is a Hog harmony octave generator, which is one of the newer electro-harmonics designs. Almost like a guitar synthesizer, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a POG on steroids.
That's right, aye, a Pog on steroid. What's it? That's the loop pedal.
It is, yeah. It's basically 4 16-second delays in one box that you can mix and multi-track between. So it's just unbelievable.
Awesome.
You've got USB on that and memory cards as well, so you can work on songs and just put the card in.
Come a long way since the linear power booster.
They certainly have.
What? There's a Tremodillo.
Yeah.
That's Caesar.
The Cesar Diaz tremolo. An absolute classic.
Very similar, I believe, to the Trem face.
Yeah. Based on that. And you've got a Prescription Electronics Experience pedal.
Oh, like an octave fuzz, isn't it?
Yeah. And then the Demeter Tremulator, which is the circuit out of a Fender Deluxe. So that's a cool tremolo.
That's quite rare, isn't it?
I think they've started making them again, but it's certainly a favourite of Mr. Johnson and Ry Cooder and people like that.
Very nice.
And then you've got a Tess Real McCoy clone. And they're a great wah-wah.
Clone of the original Vox War.
Yeah, of the Clyde McCoy.
Now, he has the best pedal in the entire collection. It's the Fuzz Face. Is that a Japanese toy
Fuzz Face
car?
Mini. And it's even got the friction motor in it as well. So when you hit the switch on the top, it runs away from you.
What a sound.
The Unidriver's a cool early 60s pedal. If you can imagine the MXR micro amp with a volume pedal on it, when you've got the pedal in the off position, that's your straight guitar sound, and basically as you push the pedal down, you turn your guitar up.
So it's a preamp built into a volume pedal.
So you drive the front end of your amp. So rhythm sound, hit the pedal and you can go into a solo.
Let's mention this little mini blues breaker combo by Marshall there.
TV10 60s hand wired plexi.
Very attractive. And on top of that is a cool
Vari Speed IC copycat.
That's right, yeah. One of the last copycats, I think.
Yeah. But you can change the speed of the motor, which is really cool.
In the shadow of a Vox AC50 stack. And above that is an HH tape delay. How does that sound, Barry?
Brilliant. It's it's in some ways more reliable than a WEM, but it's like like an Echoplex in the fact that you can slide the head to get the delay change.
Great. Peterson strobe tuner.
Yeah, we used that many a year.
Expensive piece of equipment. Here's two absolute classics. The ADA flanger, which is a benchmark for flangers from, well, to this day I would say that's an old one because they did reissue them in
that's an original, yeah.
In the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
And Deja Vibe by Full Tone, an early one, as you can see. Handmade.
Yeah, Let Reset graphics.
Awesome stuff. There's an old AC30 head on top of an original cabinet. And on top of there we've got an E-bow. And that's another Peterson strobe tuner. Stomp. Strobe Stomp, is that right?
Stomp,
yeah. Germanium. No, it isn't. That's one of the earliest silicon fuzz faces, which actually sounds really nice with its original box. Sam Ash fuzz box.
As used by Jimi Hendrix, allegedly.
A germanium fuzz. Is that a germanium?
Germanium fuzz, yeah.
There's a Marshall power brake. And a Shaftesbury squall pedal.
Yeah.
famously used by The Sweet on the song Blockbuster. There's a siren effect, isn't it? And like
That's correct, every time you hit the little white button.
it's worth taking a look at this original 1976 Electro Harmonics calendar. Nicely framed, I don't know if you can see that very clearly. And here's an old tube Watkins Copycat. Another early tape delay. Sounds incredible. A Voodoo Lab Sparkle Drive. And a theremin. The reissue theremin. Famously used by Jimmy Page, of course. 2 Fender Blender fuzzes, octave fuzz. And that's sitting on top of Tom Schultz Power Soak.
And underneath that is a copper top boost on a Beatles stand.
Rare amp on an even rarer stand. That's the sought after AC30 really, isn't it?
Yep.
So I think that just about concludes the tour. I'm not going to ask how much money you spend on batteries, Barry.
Couldn't even guess.
But you're like me, I mean, you started collecting, it would have been the late 80s, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
When you could pick a lot of this stuff up still in junk shops and music shops.
Yeah.
As you know, that is a long time before eBay, and those days are gone.
Yeah. I can honestly say there's not a single one of these pedals was bought on eBay.
Really?
Not one. And a lot of the later acquisitions have been bought in America, really.
That's right, because I mean, you've travelled the world quite a few times due to your line of work as a guitar tech, and this is it, the spoils of your travels.
Yeah. A lot of this is being used by other people as well.
Anybody famous that one might know?
Joe Gore.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He used a lot of my pedals on a PJ Harvey tour when his got stolen.
Great player, actually.
I did a record with a band called Ride, and Andy, who's now the bass player in Oasis, used a lot of my stuff. And of course Adrian from Portishead.
Marvellous. Well, listen, Baz, I want to say thanks very much for letting me see this. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a comment. Thanks a lot, Baz. You're the king of